Yo, all right. Let me turn that fan off. Maybe I don't know if the sound is coming through. So this video is just part three of the videos that I was making, but also I think it'll be a good time to kind of like own certain things, talk about certain events that happened in my story, and maybe like it would tie into what we're talking about here. I'm going to also link a video under this video, which I think you should watch, by a lady who talks about this kind of stuff, Miss Tolbert Vo or something like that, Miss Tolbert. But yeah, check her out. It's a very, very powerful video, because that video, it really relates to, you know, my past and what I went through and how I came out on the other side. And even though I have actually come out on the other side, and even if you do sometimes fall back into our old patterns because we're humans, there are people that are just gun-ho, ready to drag it up or try to put the spirit of rejection in me or in people like us, to make us feel unwanted, to make us feel paranoid, to devalue us, and just to like do all kinds of weird sort of things to us, and just basically to have a reason to abuse people. If you look at the world today, there's lots of illegal wars, there's lots of people in jail, there's lots of crimes that take place. There's Palestine, there's lots of causes where if you've got this spare energy or time, you could put that time, if you don't want to put it into developing yourself, your own self-development, your own your own personal development journey, you could put that time into helping other people around the world, lots of refugees, lots of people who need food and shelter. Whereas people tend to want to bring up rumors, lies. They want to keep the smear campaign going, the rumor mill going, and they want to basically just spread toxic feelings, which is really projection of how they feel. And today was just a continuation of what I've been going through at the park, the skate park. And today I was just minding my own business, staying hydrated. You know, I had a nice workout today, just skating around. And there was a lady there who was in the park, and this lady, she kept skating again next to where I was skating. I happened to be talking to these two guys who were like professional from India, who were like, one's from IT, one works in research, he's like a research biologist. And we were talking about our careers, and on another occasion today, they wanted to learn about skating. So I was giving them some advice about skating, and that was totally fine. And then a lady that was coming close to me, she kind of went and sat in a corner and took two men who were in the roller skate group into this corner, and then got her phone out, and then they started showing them this phone, and they were looking at the phone and laughing and pulling faces and making this hullabaloo. And then at one point, the guys that I were with ended up in that corner as well. So it seemed like everybody was been drawn to this phone in this corner, having their jokes and their laughs and their mockeries. And I was thinking to myself, okay, hold on, this is interesting, what's going on here energetically. Could it be something to do with myself? Am I being paranoid? Is it some? So I just kind of, first I sat down, took a break. And as I sat down, took a break, I saw them like looking up. So I don't know if they were looking for me, but they were looking like, oh, where is he? And then at one point, I kind of went round the back and I skated round like I was going to go past them. And then one of them got up and left, one of the three. So I'm pretty sure it was some sort of video or texts that had been sent in the past, or smear campaign or something. So I'm going to address it here. So why the video that I'm attaching is important, because whatever video they got or thing that is said, if it's real, if it's not real, if it's true or not true, it really doesn't matter, because if I was in a low place in my life at one point, I'm not in a low place now. I've been delivered from that place. I would say I'm on a trajectory to a successful future in terms of how I'm headed. So if anybody wants to take me back into the past or bring up the past, they're just the enemy of that. And a lot of the people that tend to do that are people who, I live in a lower standard of life than myself. They, at the moment I'm living alone by myself. I pay my own rent, my own bills, everything by myself. I'm not sharing. I'm not dependent on anyone. So yeah, so I'm doing that all off my own back, and a lot of these characters that are doing that are not on my level, and it's not something that I want to, be materialistic about. But when you look at a lot of people that tend to be attacking us, they tend to be people that are really just trying to slow down our progress, trying to make us feel bad for no reason, trying to put that spirit of again rejection in us. Now, in my past, I had 3 really toxic relationships, which ended all bad, and the first one was quite bad, and I ended up losing a flat that I had paid money for myself and that person to live in, and I think I lost like £5,000 or £6,000, or maybe close to a total of 8,000, because money was spent on fixing it up, and the police got involved, and there was a damaged bike, and yet I take a blame in that, that was one of them, and that person, which I thought was someone who's got some sort of antisocial mental illness, she straight away monkey branched to another guy, had 2 babies with him, and lives with her. Relationship number 2, that person who I would say it was a more of a psyop relationship, and number 3. So I was in a dysfunctional, toxic group of artists, and that group, there were certain rules and regulations that were unspoken that you had to follow, and one of them was not to. I think what I did is that I end up, the toxic relationship number 1 was an ex-girlfriend of one of the guys of the upper echelons of that group. So I came on his radar, and then from that moment on, it was a question of him trying to find ways to kind of, tag team with his partner to sabotage everything that I had done from that moment on. And that's kind of where we are today, really. I mean, there was a lot of, in the relationship, on the 3rd relationship, which was another, I think, psyop, where I think they set up for me with that lady. I became a junkie. I was taking a lot of illicit substances and alcohol, and watching a lot of pornography with that person, and getting up to all kinds of things that I'm not proud of, that wasn't cool, and behaviors that was spawned by just overindulging in those things. And I was delivered from it, and I can own it. Whereas those people who still are in those patterns, and still getting up on those things, yet all what they've done is hidden. So whatever I did has been filmed. Maybe some texts that they delete what they wrote in the texts, and the stuff I was written in texts has been shown online. But wherever I go now, there will be a group, and the group will somehow find out this past, which I've just explained in a short form. Maybe I'll make a long video and go into it. It's actually quite boring, because whatever I did a lot of the time was, yes, I have to take responsibility of how I showed up at that time, because there is free will, and I could have left those relationships. But what was happening was my vibration, my energy was being taken. The person was using my energy, and I was now, changing places with them. So I was now becoming narcissistic and low vibrating. So I was someone who was drinking too much and doing what they actually did. So they inject you with the poison, then they turn around and blame you. They claim their own victimhood. They do the Darvo, and they do the bait and switch. So that video is important that I'm linking, because even though all these bad things happened and it's so embarrassing, my humiliation ritual, which caused not one friend to check up on me, not one person to ask how I was doing, what happened, my side of the story, not one person. So even if the videos are fake, even if the texts are fake, even if everything is not real, which I don't know, because Satan works in the dark. I've not actually seen anything to defend myself, but with my own eyes. One thing that we do know is that I take responsibility. I own it, like, like whatever it is. Like, it happened. It's definitely not where I am now. It's definitely not what I'm into. We have slip-ups where people drink or do whatever they do in those moments and they are not themselves and they have slip-ups. But as a whole, I'm in a complete different place, and that's all the power of the Most High God. Now, in God's grace, where I'm doing what I'm doing now, these people are trying their absolute hardest to make me return back. So there's the spiritual attacks, there's the abuse, the verbal abuse, physical abuse, the people bumping into you, bumping into me, skating, the rumour mill, the smear campaigns, all of this stuff. And I've not actually seen any of it. I know that the two guys that was in that group, I was supposed to do a show with them one night, and something happened, one of my triggers happened, and I ended up doing the wrong thing, and I think they may have filmed me or whatever it was. But all of these negative traits, they're traits that they have, they're traits that people all around the world have. You have YouTube channels talking about people who were addicts, who abused substances, who were addicted to pornography, who were addicted to sexual things, who, did all kinds of things. They speak about it openly, but these people will not say a word to those people. They will not attack them. They won't bring that to light. But this, again, shows how, Satan's minions want to attack people who have God's hand over their life. It's obvious that I have God's hand over my life, because without God, I wouldn't be here. My life would not have gone the way it's gone. It's a testament to God that we can go through things, we can heal, we can get better, we can grow, and we can be an example of, being reborn, or being someone that, you can be down in like the lowest low. You can always come back. You can always heal yourself. You can always have new goals. You could put yourself in new situations. Whatever happened, that humiliation ritual isolated me from people. But even though I was isolated and, didn't speak to nobody, I had no friends for like the last 6 or 7 years, 5 years or whatever it was, I'm still performing at my job. I'm still performing like in whatever I tend to take a hand to. It tends to do well. On the backside of that, those people in that old group are still using my works. So they're exploiting me in terms of my artworks, selling them. I'm not giving me my share of it. And, there's moments where I feel like by doing that, they're keeping that work alive. But there's also a spirit of me wanting to fight that back and get those things back. I do believe that I will be vindicated in the future at some point, because I don't believe that people that are abusers like this group stop abusing people. Like, I was the flavor of the month person, and maybe I'm the biggest saints that Most High has sent now in this time, in this space of people, to heal people and to do whatever. So they have to destroy me, they have to attack me, or there will be someone else that will have to fill that space now that I'm not within that group. Because these people, they can't change their stripes. Narcissists, manipulators, toxic people, they always, when you remove yourself from their group, they continue doing what they're doing. So I wanted to make a video about that. I don't want it to be too long. If you want me to talk more about my story, like, subscribe to the channel, and also speak about it in the comments, and I will go over more detail. But the long and short of it was, I was in a time and place where I was doing low vibrational things with low vibrational people, low vibrational scenarios, and I have to just own it, man. Like it happened. Like there's no like going back to that place. There's no rewinding it. There's no nothing. All I now have to live a life where I'm stalked. I'm gang stalked. Family members turn on you. People that you make friends with turn on you. They hear the story or the whatever, and then they turn their back on you. Nosy neighbors, people that are giving you bad vibe, bad energy for no reason. I don't owe anybody anything, but yet people are entitled to think they deserve my energy, deserve my story when they don't. And yeah, I also want to bring that up in today's video, and we'll have to maybe go a bit deeper into it, but I just don't see what difference it's going to make. They have to devalue me, they have to reject me, they have to spread the rumors, they have to have everyone isolate me, everyone attack and abuse me. But the fact that I'm still going and still standing shows you that God is real. Satan and all his minions can't win this war. It's a spiritual war. It's more about energy and how they can take my energy and bring me back into their quagmire of negativity and fear, and they can harvest that. And also what I would add on today is when they were gathering off in the corner, I walked past them and I saw the two guys that I was helping to learn. And I said out loud, I'm going now to do my prayers, and that anyone who's got toxic feelings and energy keeps themselves, and that they will be punished by Most High, and that they work for Satan. I said that loud in the space so everybody that was sat down there could hear, because it's like running away from people and like not facing things. We've come to the end of that now. Like if it's, we try and control ourselves and not get into any, things that, because we have a lot of things that we're working on. But in terms of like just being silent and people just mocking and laughing and whatever, yeah, let them do it. Let them. We have to own it. We have to sit there. They should get bored someday and stop, and like someone else comes up, they should. If they don't, then these people are just sick in the head, and they will be punished, because touch not my anointed, so Most High will deal with them.